Hello everyone, it's Dee here. In today's tutorial, we're going to be making this halter tank top. This is made of granny squares. That's what we're going to start with. After making the granny squares, we're going to work on this upper part, okay, front and back, and then we'll do these straps. And then after that, we're going to work in rounds, making this bottom part, and then we are going to do this beautiful pattern right at the bottom of it. So I'm going to show you guys step by step on how to make the squares first, and after that, of course, we'll continue with the whole pattern. And the materials I'll be using is this brand. I love this yarn. This is 100% acrylic. It is a size 4 yarn. It recommends a 5.5 millimeter hook, but I'm going to be using a 5.50 millimeter hook. You're going to need a darning needle. You're going to need about 2 stitch markers, and then you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut off the strand. This is a size large, but you can make it to your own measurements following the instructions that I'll be giving. And with all that being said, let's dive into it and get started. So to make the squares, instead of black, I'll just be using a different color just so you guys can be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Let's go step by step and learn how to make the squares first. You're going to hold your yarn like this, and then you are simply going to twist it just like that. You have a magic ring, and then insert your hook, then pull up a loop. As you can see, the loop we're pulling is the one that's attached to the yarn or to your finger. So pull up a loop, and then you need to hold on to the tail, chain 1 to secure it, so the chain 1 does not count as anything. And after that, you're going to chain 2. The chain 2 counts as our first double crochet. Then yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. We do that again, yarn over, insert your hook into that magic ring, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, just like that. So in total here we have 3 double crochets because the chain 2 counts as our first double crochet. After that, you're going to keep making double crochets until you have a total of 12 double crochets all in that same ring. Okay, so once you have your 12 double crochets, you're going to pull this tail to close the ring. And just like that, it's closed. And then we're going to slip stitch on top of the chain 2. So go through. Now I had to get the V's, so pull through. Okay, simply slip stitch. And that's the end of our first round. Chain 1. Get your scissors and cut off the yarn. And pull tight. Alright, after the first round, we are now going to make the second round. So get your color, whatever color you want to use for this part. Make a slip knot. Insert your hook in that slip knot. Yarn over like so. Get your work, and you can insert your hook anywhere you want. So I'm going to insert my hook in this stitch, and then I'm going to pull up a loop. Okay, so now we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all, and this is going to count as our first stitch. So get your stitch marker and mark it. Once you're done with that, you're going to get this tail, because we're going to work over it, so make sure you drag it along as you go. So yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch. Okay, in that same stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all, and there we have 2 half double crochets all in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all, yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. And we are going to be making 2 half double crochets in every stitch all the way around. And also, again, remember to work over the tails. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch. This is where we slip stitched into, or this is the chain 2. So make sure you place there the 2 half double crochets. You don't want to miss any stitches. So back in the same stitch, placing there my second half double crochet, and then I'm going to keep going like that. Okay, so this is how my work is looking, and I have this one stitch left, and I'm going to insert my hook and make 2 half double crochets in that stitch. Okay, and at the end of this round you should have a total of 24 half double crochets. Okay, when you get to the end of your second round, you're going to take the stitch marker out, and then you're going to slip stitch in that first stitch. Slip stitch, and after that we're going to start round 3, and with round 3, that is where we start making these 4 petals. After the slip stitch, we're going to skip 1, and in the next stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet, 1 extended double crochet, and a treble. So yarn over, skip the next stitch, and into the next, so skip this one, and into the next you're going to make 1 double crochet, and then in that same stitch we're going to make an extended double crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, then yarn over it, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Then we make a treble. So with a treble you yarn over twice, and in that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So we have a double crochet, an extended double crochet, and a treble all in the same stitch. Now in the next stitch we are going to make 3 trebles. So yarn over twice and make 3 trebles in that next stitch. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through the last 2, yarn over twice, set your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and we do that one more time all in that same stitch. After that, in the next stitch we're going to make 1 treble, 1 extended double crochet, and 1 double crochet all in the same stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook in the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. In that same stitch we're going to make an extended double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Then we make our double crochet in the same stitch, and this is what you should have. After that you're going to skip this next stitch and slip stitch into the next. just like that. The first petal is done. Now we are going to make the second petal, and to do that you're going to yarn over, skip one, and in the next stitch we're going to make one double crochet, one extended double crochet, and one treble. So skip the next, make one double crochet in the next stitch, make one extended double crochet, and then make one treble, all in that same stitch. Then yarn over twice, and in the next stitch we're going to make 3 trebles. Okay, after that the next stitch is going to get 1 treble, 1 extended double crochet, and 1 double crochet. So yarn over twice, and then complete with 1 double crochet. And after that you're going to skip one, and in the next you're going to make a slip stitch, and there we have our second petal. And now we're going to repeat that 2 more times. You're going to yarn over, skip the next, and make 1 double crochet in the next stitch, make 1 extended double crochet, make 1 treble, all in the same stitch. Okay, then yarn over twice, and the next stitch is going to get 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Once you're done with that, you're going to yarn over twice, and in the next stitch make 1 treble, 1 extended double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. After that you skip the next stitch and make a slip stitch, and there we have our 3 petals. Now we're going to make the last one. Yarn over, skip the next stitch, and into the next you're going to make 1 double crochet, 1 extended double crochet, and 1 treble. So skip the next, okay, and in the next stitch I'm going to make 3 trebles. So once you're done with that, the next stitch is going to get 1 treble, when you get to the end you'll have 1 stitch left to skip, so you're going to skip that, and this is where we have a slip stitch. So you're going to insert your hook through that slip stitch and make a slip stitch, then chain 1, get your scissors and cut, pull tight, and this is what you should have. All right, so after round 3 this is what you should be having. Okay, Now we're going to make this last round, and I'm going back to the other green. All right, with the green color now, going to make a slip knot, and then you're going to insert your hook, and you're going to yarn over twice, okay, because we are going to start with a treble. So yarn over twice, and then you're going to hold on to that, then get your work. You're going to identify where we made the 3 trebles, and this here is mine, so I have 3 trebles here, and I'm going to insert my hook in the 3rd stitch, okay, so the middle stitch of the 3 trebles. So you're going to insert your hook on top of that stitch like so. Remember we have to work over this tail as we go. So pull up a loop, you will have 4 loops on your hook, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Get your stitch marker and mark that stitch. After that, you're going to chain 1, and then remember we have to work over this stitch. So chain 1, yarn over twice, and in that same stitch you're going to make a treble. So insert your hook, remember the tail here, so you're going to work over it and make a treble. So we have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So here we have 1 treble, a chain 1, and another treble, all in the same stitch. In the next stitch you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So we have made an extended double crochet in that stitch, yarn over, in that same stitch make a double crochet. Okay, we have an extended double crochet and a double crochet, all in the same stitch. In the next 2 stitches we're going to make 1 double crochet. Make 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next, yarn over, and in this next stitch we're going to make an extended double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, then every time you get to this point where we slip stitched, you are going to make a treble. So yarn over twice, and then you're going to insert your hook in that slip stitch and pull up a loop and make a treble. And then you're going to yarn over, and in this next stitch we are going to place there an extended double crochet. So we're basically doing what we just did here, starting from this stitch. This is an extended double crochet, remember, so we just made that. So now we're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then we just repeat the same thing. So yarn over, in the next 2 stitches we're going to make 1 double crochet. And then in the next stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet and 1 extended double crochet, all in the same stitch. And now we're off to the middle stitch of the 3 trebles, and we are going to place there 2 trebles. We're going to place there 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble, all in the same stitch. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, chain 1, yarn over twice again. In that same space, you're going to make the second treble. In the next stitch, we're going to make an extended double crochet. So pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through the last 2, and then we make 1 double crochet in the same stitch. One double crochet, then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, and then in this next stitch we're going to make 1 extended double crochet. And in this space where we slip stitch, you're going to yarn over twice and make a treble. Okay, this is how your work should be looking. So the next stitch is going to make 1 extended double crochet, and then we get 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. This thing keep making noise. And then the next stitch, I'm going to place there 1 double crochet and 1 extended double crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, now when you get to the center of the 3 trebles, you yarn over twice, make a treble, chain 1, yarn over twice, make your second treble, and then in the next stitch we're going to place there 1 extended double crochet and then 1 double crochet, all in the same space. And then we're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then the next stitch gets 1 extended double crochet. Then this is the slip stitch right here. You yarn over twice and place there a treble. Then the next stitch we're going to place there an extended double crochet. The next 2 stitches gets 1 double crochet. The next stitch is going to get 1 double crochet and 1 extended double crochet, all in the same space. Oops. And then here again we're going to make 1 treble, chain 1, and 1 treble in the same space. The next stitch we make 1 extended double crochet, 1 double crochet in the same space. We make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then we make 1 extended double crochet in the next. Then here we have a slip stitch, so we're going to place there a treble. And then in this next stitch we're going to place there an extended double crochet. So after the extended double crochet, in the next 2 stitches we're going to make 1 double crochet, and then in this last stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet and 1 extended double crochet in that same stitch. and then I'm going to slip stitch right on top of that first stitch. Chain 1, get your scissors and cut off the yarn, and this is what you should have. Okay guys, so here is my square completed, and this measures 4 inches. So once you're done with your square, you're going to make more squares, because you're going to need 7 squares or more, or it can be more or less depending on the size that you're making. So for my case, I'm going to need these 3 for the front, then 3 for the back. It's gonna be like so, and then I'm going to need this one, which is gonna be for the sides, and you need another one. You'll have the 2 squares sitting under your armpits, and then you'll have the 3 for the back and 3 for the front. So depending on your size, you may need to make more squares. Like you may need to add another square to this before adding the one that's gonna go under your armpits. I hope that makes sense. Or you may need to make only two for the front, for the back, and then these 2 that goes side by side. Okay, so now we're going to join all these squares together. So we're going to attach them to each other. Okay, you're going to make sure that the right sides are facing each other, like so. And for this part, you can either use a darning needle or a hook. For my case, I think I'll just go ahead and use a darning needle. All right, so starting from where we have the chain 1, I'm going to go through both chain 1 spaces at the same time, and then I'm going to pull through the yarn like so. Then I'll tie a knot here, and then I'll make sure to weave this in as I go. All right, so after that, you're going to go in the next stitch, going through both loops for both for the 2 granny squares, okay, like so, and then pull tight, then into the next for both sides, pull tight, and you're going to keep going like this, or you can, I think I'll do it like this. All right, I'm now towards the end of both squares, and I have the chain 1 spaces here. I'm going through both at the same time. So this is why it is very important that you align your work and go through both stitches at the same time, so that your work can match up. Okay, so now this is the right side and this is the wrong side. So once you get to the end, your work is going to look like this. And what you need to do next is weave in the tail a few times before cutting it off, and then you'll have to reattach it. And we are basically going to do this with all the squares until all of them are joined together, and then from there I'll be teaching you guys how to do the rest. All right, so once you sew in a few ends and you are sure that your work won't come out, you're going to get your pair of scissors and cut the extra yarn. So now we have joined our first two squares together, and we are going to do that with all the squares. Okay, make sure you join from the wrong side. All right, guys, I'm back, and here I have 8 squares all attached to each other, as you can see. So the next thing we're going to do is attach the last 2 squares together so that we can form something like this, because we're going to be working in rounds at some point. So that's what we're going to do next. After attaching the last 2 squares to each other, you're going to make a slip knot. Okay, from the middle of the square, that is where we have a treble. That's going to be the middle stitch. Yeah, right here, this is mine, the longest stitch. That's going to be the middle stitch. So insert your hook in that middle stitch, and then attach the yarn. I'm going to be working over this tail as I go. Chain 1. The chain 1 does not count as anything, so in that same space we're going to yarn over and place there a double crochet. So that's our first stitch. Then yarn over. In the next stitch, make a double crochet. And as you can see, at this point I'm working well, the wrong side is facing us, so that's my second stitch. In the next, make a double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet into the next, and I'm going to keep going, making 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. When you get to this point where we have this seam, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the chain 1 space. This is the chain 1 space, okay, and then in the chain 1 of the next square. So you're simply going through, you're going under like this, and then you're going to pull up a loop and then place there a double crochet like so. And after that, keep going, making 1 double crochet in every stitch. Again, once you get to this point, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in that chain 1 space and through the chain 1 space of the next square like so, and yarn over and make a double crochet. And after that, you're simply going to continue making 1 double crochet on top of every stitch. I'm going to keep going and I'll meet you guys towards the end. Alright, I'm working towards the end of the round. This is my last stitch. Once you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch on top of that first double crochet that we made, like so. And then you're going to get a stitch marker and place it there. Okay, so we have placed there a stitch marker. Then you're going to hold your work like this. On this other square, you're going to get the longest stitch, the treble. We need the middle of your square. So this is the stitch on top of it. So we're also going to place there a stitch marker. So now we have this. You need your stitch markers to be side by side, because next we're going to be working from this one stitch marker to the other, and we're going to keep going like that. And after that, we're going to get back and work to on this bottom part. So basically we're working on the upper part of our top towards the neck. The next row, going to chain one and turn your work. You're going to yarn over, and in that same space, or where we have the slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Oops. You'll have 2 loops left on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 3 left, yarn over and pull through all 3. So here we have started with a decrease. After the decrease, we are going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch until we have 2 stitches left here. So we're going to have this stitch left and the one where we have the stitch mark. So I'll meet you guys towards the end. All right, I now have 2 stitches left, and what I'm going to do is yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops left on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2. I have 2 loops left, yarn over, and instead of completing the stitch, we're going to go into this last stitch where we have the stitch marker, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 3 loops left on our hook, and this time we're going to pull through all the 3 loops of the hook. Okay, so we have decreased at the beginning here, and we decreased again at the end. So we are working on this upper part of the top separately while creating the armholes. For the next row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, yarn over, and from this first stitch we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops left on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And once you have 2 loops left, you're going to yarn over and insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. This will give you 4 loops, and then yarn over, pull through 2. And once you have 3 loops left, you're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. And that is how we're going to keep on decreasing. After that, we make 1 double crochet on top of every stitch until we have 2 stitches left at the end. If you have to, you can keep moving your stitch markers, but I don't have to. You can move your stitch marker and place it on the last stitch so you know where the row starts and ends at. Okay, so now I'm going to keep making 1 double crochet on top of every stitch. All right, I have made it to the end of my second row. I'm counting it as the second row since we started working separately. So now I have 2 stitches left, and I'm going to yarn over and make a decrease. Okay, just like that. And there we have made another decrease. So after this row, I want to change colors, and I'm going to chain 1, get my scissors and cut the yarn off, leaving a long tail that I'm going to weave in. So now I'm going to introduce my black color. make a slip knot. Remember, turn your work at the end of every row. So I'm going to insert my hook in this last stitch. Then I'm going to attach the new color. Chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. I'm going to pull these 2 strands along and weave them in as I go. Okay, so yarn over, and in that same stitch where we attached the yarn, we're going to insert a hook, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook. I'm sorry guys, but I hope you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just doing the same exact thing we did earlier, only that I'm using this black color this time. So once you have 2 loops left on your hook, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And after that, you keep going, making 1 double crochet in every stitch until you have 2 stitches left, where we are going to do another decrease. So it's that simple, and we're going to repeat this same pattern over and over until we have our desired length. All right, I'm at the end of row 3 and I have 2 stitches left. Just to show you guys one more time how to decrease, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and once you have 2 loops left, you're going to yarn over and insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. This will give you 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 3, and that's another decrease. Chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to repeat those 2 rows that we have made. All right guys, I'm going to keep on repeating that pattern over and over until I have my desired length. And as you can see, this is a tank top, so it's starting to slant a little bit, so you need this part to be big enough to go from your one collarbone to another. Okay, so I'll be back once I have a few rows made, and I'll be changing colors after every 2 rows of each color. I'll be changing like that, but feel free to change it in any way you like, or you can of course use only one color for this. I quickly want to show you guys how wide this is from one stitch marker to the other, and it is 16.5 inches. So from here I kept on decreasing until I got to the last row, which is 9 inches long. That's how wide it is. So yeah, from that part now we are going to make the strap. I still have my yarn attached here, so we are now going to make a chain. You can make it for as long as you want, but I chained 100. You just have to make it long enough to be able to tie it around your shoulders. After chaining 100, now I'm going to make a row of single crochet around the chain all the way down to the neckline, and then head back to the other side of the top, and then we are going to do the same thing and make a chain and then make a single crochet row around that chain as well. I'm going to add 2 chains, and then I'm going to skip those 2 chains, and into the third I'm going to insert my hook and make a single crochet. And for this I'm working in the back bumps of the chain. In the next stitch you're going to make a single crochet, and you're going to keep going, making 1 single crochet in every chain until you get to the end. Once you make it to the end of the row, you're simply going to single crochet across the neckline, making 1 single crochet in every stitch. Once you get to the end, you're again going to make a chain of 100 and then add the extra two and then repeat the whole process of making single crochet just like we did with the other strap. So repeat that and I'll meet you back here. I'm at the end. I have one stitch left, so I'm placing there my single crochet, and after that I'm going to make a slip stitch in the double crochet row like so. Chain one, get your scissors and cut off the yarn, leaving a long tail that can be weaved in. Just pull it tight, get your darning needle, and I'm just going to weave that in real quick. The front part of the top is done for me, and this is how it looks, and we are going to do this exact same thing for the back part. Okay, so what we're going to do, ignore all the tails that I still have here, but I'm going to just cut those off. So from where we have the stitch marker, that is where we're going to insert our hook again, and then we are basically going to repeat the same thing we just did for the front. So get your yarn and make a slip knot. Get your hook and insert it where we have the stitch mark. Okay, and as you can see here, we're supposed to turn our work, so remember that this is the wrong side for this last row. So I'm taking my stitch marker out, then in that same space I'm going to insert my hook. So insert your hook in that stitch where we had the stitch marker and attach the yarn, chain one to secure it, and then you're going to chain one, and then you're going to yarn over, and in that same space you're going to insert your hook and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and then you're going to insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. You will have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3, sorry. And then after that you're going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch until you have 2 stitches left. I have 2 stitches left now, and I'm going to make my last decrease. Okay, so I'm going to take the stitch marker out, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you'll have 2 loops left, yarn over, insert your hook in the last stitch, pull up a loop, you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3, and that is how you decrease. And after this you're going to repeat everything we did on the other side of the top, repeating the same process. Okay, for this part, as you've seen in the pictures, I won't be changing colors, so I'll keep decreasing at the beginning and at the end until I have the same number of rows like I did for the front, and then I'll be back once I'm done so we can work on the bottom part. Okay, let's go. All right guys, I'm back, and this is how my top is looking right now, and I really love it. For the back, I decided to use only one color. Excuse all these tails that I need to cut off, but yeah, this is what we are working with at this point. We are now going to work on this bottom part. I'm going to start with this color, so I'm making a slip knot, and then I'm going to turn my top around. I'm considering this the back of the top. This is the middle granny square, so that's where I'm going to attach my hook to attach my yarn, and I'm going to go on top of this longest stitch that we have here, which is a treble. So I will insert my hook and then attach my yarn, chain one to secure it. All right, once it's secured, you're going to make a chain of 1 then yarn over, and back in that same space you're going to make one double crochet. Make one double crochet on top of the next stitch, and you're going to keep making one double crochet on top of every stitch until you get back right here. And then again, when you get to the chain one spaces here, I just don't want to skip all that gap and make a double crochet like this. Like this is too big, so that is why we're going to yarn over, insert our hook through the chain one spaces at the same time, and then pull up a loop like so and make a double crochet, and then continue making one double crochet on top of every stitch. All right, so once you get to the end, this is my last stitch right here. You're going to slip stitch right on top of the first stitch like so. I'm going to change colors, so I'm going to chain one, cut this yarn off, and then attach my black color. So to change colors, make a slip knot with your new color. Remember, we're turning our work at the end of every round, and on top of that first stitch you're going to attach your yarn, chain one to secure it, chain one. That chain one does not count as a stitch. Yarn over, and in that same space make a double crochet, then continue making one double crochet in every stitch. Remember to weave in your tails as you go. That will help a lot with not ending up with too many strands to weave in. But that's basically it, guys. You're going to repeat working in rounds, change colors if you have to. I'm going to do the same thing. All right, guys, I'm back, and this is how my top is looking, and I have made 9 rounds here, and I'm now completing this 9th round, and then we can do that last design that the top has at the bottom. So this is my last stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch on top of the first double crochet like so. Then I'm going to chain one and turn my work. So to do that design at the bottom, we're going to make a chain of 5. So I've already chained one here when I turned my work. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after the 5th, you're going to hold on to that 5th chain and add 3 more. Excuse me. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to skip 2, and in the 3rd you're going to yarn over and make 4 double crochets together. So insert your hook in that 3rd chain from the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, back in that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 3 left on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll have 4 loops left on your hook. And this is going to be the last one. Okay, like that, and you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through everything. Then chain 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and in that 3rd chain, so you're going to skip 2, and in the 3rd chain you're going to do the 4 double crochets together again. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're going to basically repeat that same thing until you have 4 double crochets all in that same space. Once you have 5 loops left on your hook, you're going to yarn over and pull through everything, chain 1, and you should have something like this. And now we're going to close it off And to do that, we're going to insert a hook right where we have the first 4 double crochets together, but make sure you go through this other loop that we have here. Like I have one loop right here, so there is this other one. You want to go through that and then make a slip stitch, and there we have closed it off. After that, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth we're going to make a slip stitch. After that, we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the 5 chains, you're going to add 3 more. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and in the third chain from the hook, you're going to make 4 double crochets together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, yarn over and pull through everything. Chain 3, yarn over, and in the third chain, you're going to make 4 double crochets together. Okay, then pull through everything, chain 1, and then close it off with a slip stitch. And after that, you're going to chain 5, keep 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth, make a slip stitch. And you should have something like this. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around the top. So I'm going to chain 5, then add 3 more, and in the third, make 4 double crochets together. Then chain 5, that's 4, 5, skip 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth, make a slip stitch. And I'm going to keep going, repeating this pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you guys back at the end. So I have made it to the end, and this is what I have. I have chained 5 here, and I have 3 stitches left, and I'm now going to slip stitch in the same stitch that we started from. So it doesn't matter how many stitches you have to skip here. If you have 2, skip those. If you have 1, just skip that 1 stitch. It won't affect your work in any way. So I'm going to insert my hook in that same stitch and then slip stitch, then chain 1, get my scissors and cut off the yarn, leaving a long tail to weave in. I still have all these tails to cut. I'll do that off the camera, but this is how my top is looking right now, and I'm so happy with how it has turned out. So I think we're done here. You're just going to tie a knot with these on your shoulders. I don't know how to tie a knot, guys, but this is what you're gonna do with these straps, like you've seen in the pictures, just like that, and we are done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial coming up, so stay tuned. Bye bye.